Name's TV. Yorùbá mi ká lọ sórí ètò ìtàmúrànù wá lórí Savannah News TV. Àkú àmójúbà Savannah News TV tó kárí ayé. Savannah News TV. Ẹ wá wò wá kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ yìí àìṣàánú fólókó àwa ní Savannah News TV. Tẹnukọ́ ìròyìn àgbáyé tó yẹ kóró la mú wá lórí Savannah News TV. Ìròyìn nípa ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ l'Áfíríkà la mú wá lórí Savannah News TV. Ìròyìn tá mú ìlọsíwájú bá gbogbo wa la mú wá kò sí ìbẹ̀rù. Savannah News TV. Lábẹ́ àṣẹ ọmọ Bàràdé Kànlẹ̀ Olújìmí jábọ̀. Savannah News TV. Gbẹ̀mí lékè mo ti bá wọn débẹ̀ ẹ máa wo Savannah News TV. Like and subscribe to our page on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Savannah News TV.
Yes, good morning from here and happy Sunday to all my viewers across the globe. Today is 10th of July 2022 and I comes with good tidings. And without wasting your time, we're going straight to the main event this morning of bringing the news to the doorstep of all our viewers across the world. And as usual, we're going to start from the Punch newspaper. And having said that, before we go in, from the local news in Toronto, yesterday, 9th of July, Living Faith Church, aka Winners Chapel, Toronto, held their mid-year praise night worship, and it was very, very interesting. We have various singers, the choir, and the drama group, the teen. It was very, very interesting yesterday. God really came down to bless his people at Living Faith Church, Toronto, yesterday, under the able leadership of our senior pastor. And it was marvelous. It was agog. It was like as if we were in paradise yesterday at the church. And I will say once again, congratulations to all Winners Chapel in Toronto and Winners Chapel across the world at large. I said, have a blessing Sunday. Having said that, we'll quickly move on to the news today. Fuel scarcity may worsen as marketers threaten strike in Nigeria. You know, it's sad that it's taking another dimension. For competence equity, Kwakwanso should have been obese deputy. That is coming from the activist Aisha Yusuf. But Kwakwanso has refused to be a deputy because he felt he cannot be deputy to Obi, and that was where the center could not hold, and that is a very big setback for both political camps. Lawan, that is the Senate president, Akpabio's fate uncertain over 2023 senatorial bid. I don't know what is the big deal. What we should be dragging here? The two of them, they don't participate in the primary. So why should they fly the party's flag? And as I said earlier, if I were the real people that got the ticket, I would just go and sleep. Allow them to do the work. Allow them to do the campaign. Allow them to win. Then I will get my mandate back from the court. Peter Obi dumped PDP to pursue personal ambition. That is ex-Jigawa's governor, Sule Lamido. Skybank, EFCC withdraws today Ayene's 25.4 billion naira case. Ikpoazu, AIG assures resident of post-Salah security. Osun PDP agents spreading fake video that is coming from Oyetola's aide. UCH cancelled proposed 1,000 naira electricity tariff on patients. Imagine you come into the hospital. That is UCH, University of Ibadan, University Teaching College Hospital in Ibadan. You have to pay tariff, but thank God they have cancelled that. Then my question is, what is the duty of government? We are not ESN members. Anambra community cries out. 7 released train passenger reunite with families. This story is very, very interesting because there was a testimony yesterday at the church, Living Faith, where one of our members came to thank God that the only woman among those released, one of our personal friend, and we thank God for those. For the families of Bosede Olurotimi. She was the only woman among the released, and so others have been released. We thank God that they are back home safely after how many months in captivity. Conjunction: 3,084 males, 64 females on death row in Nigeria. My God, above 3,000, about 3,000 and 3,200 are on death row. 3,200 are on death row. That signifies that no governor wants to sign any death warrant for anybody. And so they continue to congest the prison with these people. Still on the news, pedestrian escape as truck falls on Lagos-Ibadan expressway. Police arrest 2 robbers, recover snatch Lexus SUV. Catholic Church confirms release of kidnapped Benue priest. Anambra extortion victim gets refund. Police order probe. Federal government to introduce national policy on beer production. I don't regret stepping down for Oshibaju, APC presidential aspirant. Still on this, we have this story again that you want to really, Anambra extortion victim gets reformed, police order probe. Let us get that story, it's so interesting. The Anambra State Police Command has ordered an investigation into the allegation of extortion and unlawful detention of a resident by some policemen at the Onitsha Central Police Station. The police command, in a statement by spokesman Tochukwu Ikenga, on Sunday, vowed to uncover and punish the officers involved in the ignominious act. The human rights activist and coordinator of Behind Bars Human Rights Foundation, Harrison Guanishu, had narrated how the arrest, extortion, and unlawful detention were carried out by the policemen. Guanishu said the victim, identified as Chidiebere, was on July 4 arrested after he left the ShopRite mall where he had gone to make purchases. He said the policeman involved, including one Harrison Emereni, saw him with an iPhone and arrested him. According to him, the victim was later extorted to the tune of 600,000 after he was threatened to be labeled as IPOB member. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? This is sad. This is serious. Well, without this Sunday morning, we have a guest. We have our guest who is in the studio. We are trying to bring on board. Our regular guest on this studio is a barrister at law and a social critic, and also based in Southwest Nigeria. We are bringing him here and to discuss on some issues, some pertinent issues happening in Nigeria, and we are bringing him here. And when he comes in, I think he will do a proper introduction of himself, and we are trying to link up with him to discuss some pertinent issues happening in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, especially the Ekweremadu story, which is so pathetic, so pathetic. I'm talking about a human rights activist, a public affairs analyst, and a lawyer, and the president and founder of African Masses Parliament. Not other person than Olufemi Mayor Omosua. Olufemi Mayor Omosua. I'm trying to get across to him and see how we can give our audience the best this morning for their time.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm coming, barrister. Yeah, I can hear you, barrister. Hold on, barrister.
Hello?
Good morning, barrister. Yeah, you are coming.
Morning.
You are coming on board very soon. Take your position so I can come on board for our audience. Okay. As I said earlier, I said I'm bringing on board here Barrister Omosua Mayor Esquire. Good morning, barrister.
Good morning, Savannah Television,
Yeah.
International, and Nigerians all over the world, and sympathizers to Nigeria's matter all over the world. Good morning.
Yeah, happy Sunday to you this morning, barrister, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, one pertinent issue we are following, and I'm sure you are following it with keen interest because you said you are interested in it, is the Ekweremadu saga. The Ekweremadu and the wife are being remanded again in prison custody till August, and this is not a good news at all. Barrister, with all what is happening, what did you deduce as a lawyer and as a public affairs analyst also on this matter?
Yeah, I want to
say kudos to the British jurisprudence and the judiciary and the government. It goes to show that a democracy that must be robust must have a sound judiciary.
Exactly.
And the British government has once again proven that life is very, very sacrosanct.
Exactly.
Life is sacred. As you may lose human beings, you may lose vehicles, you may lose, material things, but when you lose human being, you can't get it back. So they have shown that human life is very, very sacred, that they don't joke with. With the Ekweremadu issue concerning the boy that was taken to Britain for kidney transplantation, we have discussed this here earlier.
Yeah.
And we had succeeded in dissecting it to know the pros and the cons.
Exactly.
And the way that unfolded recently, showing that the boy in question is not actually 15-year-old, he's 21 or 22 years old. That means he has the mental capacity to understand the purpose for which is being taken to UK. But while he has such mental capacity, what about consent? Consent must not be gotten through inducement, and it must not be gotten through coercion or force.
Wow. These
are still issues that has to be tested. Be that as it may, in the area of the personality of Ekweremadu, has he really done what is right under the law and professionally? A PhD holder in law, LLD, equivalent, I think in a matter of time, he may be addressed as a professor. History has it, and it is a world standard that when issues that has to do with earth from one country to another is concerned, especially of a high grade, because this one that we are seeing now is a high grade of transplanting somebody's kidney to another. It is something that has to be between two professionals, medical experts, one in Nigeria and one in Britain. The one in Nigeria must have assessed and tested the person that is such thing is going to be carried, such operation is going to be carried upon. Such doctor must have, there should have been a correspondent, a letter of referral. Oh, so person has been tested and we find him fit to carry out this operation upon him. And such letter will go to the expert in Britain. That person in Britain will now write that, okay, having done that, they will now recommend such person to the British embassy. It is not
Ekweremadu
right or duty of Ekweremadu
to write
that is take somebody, not a goat, not a ram, that you are going to use for suya. That, oh, this is your own. Human being is not a property of another person. That you will now take a letter, you write a letter and say, so person is going with me to London for transplantation of such person's kidney. So Ekweremadu has erred in law as far as that aspect is concerned. And by the time we now juxtapose it with the consent that was gotten, is it under coercion or under inducement or by force? I still believe Ekweremadu may have some questions to answer as far as that is concerned.
Yeah, Barrister.
I learned the matter has just been adjourned till the 4th of August, and why the suspects are still under detention.
Yeah,
so the last bit has not been heard.
Yeah, Barrister, don't you think that it was greed that put the Ekweremadus into this problem? Because all over the world there are institutions that are responsible.
Come again.
Okay, I said, don't you think that it was greed that brought Ekweremadus to this level they are? Because there are a lot of institutions across the world that deal with all this kind of issue. I mean,
that is another aspect of it. Because that is why I said the world has gone beyond somebody doing it by himself or his position. The president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria does not even have the power to just write from his table and send it to the embassy that he wants to transplant. He wants to take somebody to America. He wants to carry out a transplantation of an organ. These things are done everywhere. They are done in London. They are done in Britain. They are done in America. They are done everywhere. And kidneys are everywhere. It mustn't be that you must carry somebody from Nigeria. So at times when you are trying to be copper wise, you may be naira foolish. You understand that? With what has happened now is copper wise but naira foolish. Because ordinarily with all the money that has been spent now, the lawyer, denial of freedom, and all sort of all the stress that the family
even the damage on the goodwill is paramount. Their goodwill.
Yes. So and by the time you still look at it, it still boils down to oppression of the common man. Can Ekweremadu just pick his fellow rich man's son and take him to London for transplantation? No. Yoruba will say, Omolomo la run nishe de toru toru. You just see anybody that you just believe that this one does not even have value. Let me use something out of the person and let me make the person redundant. We have not even looked at if this transplantation succeeds. What about other things that has to be done thereafter? Appointment that such person needs to afford. That you have to make some follow-up. You have to do medical appointment. You have to travel again so that they can monitor where that thing has been removed from, and if the thing is healing up. You know, many people have just been. In fact, what I just see here is that had it been this thing has succeeded, that boy will have just come back to Nigeria and become miserable, and that will have been the end of it. They have been doing that to many children, and it's just that this one is just one out of it that is showing the whole world how cruel the bourgeois are to the protectorate in Nigeria and Africa.
Yeah, Barrister. Like yesterday, we followed in the courtroom the case, and what happened? That's only the first day. And what happened was that the case had been transferred from the magistrate court to a crown court. That is just what we have in Nigeria, like the high court, to the crown court. And the judge now said, not longer the magistrate now a judge in charge of the case, and said that they have an evidence of a video clip where 4 men were talking to this very guy back home in Nigeria, maybe trying to convince or persuade him to take the trip for the donation of his kidney. But Barrister, the issue of age pop up during the beginning of this case, and we all felt the guy was underage. Who is lying here? Is it the guy? Don't you think that the guy too has his own plan fraudulently before leaving the shores of Nigeria to implicate the Ekweremadu? Because he himself, he went to the police himself to report this case. Why the Ekweremadu were away in Turkey? They were arrested when they were coming into the UK. They were arrested in the airport unlike the news that we had that they were going out. They were coming into the UK, but this guy went to the police to lay a complaint earlier, unknown to the Koremadus, and so the British government now laid siege for the Koremadus as they are coming in. Don't you think it was a pre-planned by this boy fraudulently?
I want to believe it is a case of Konima and Konima burial. And from the look of things, you discover that it is a hard cake for anybody to leave the shores of Nigeria.
Exactly.
And you know what it means when somebody promises you that he will take you outside the shores of Nigeria.
Visa.
And to get a visa, and somebody is going to help you get visa and get you ticket and what have you.
Yeah.
You will promise heaven and earth. But that does not still not sum it up or safely say that the boy will have just allowed himself
to be used,
to be butchered, or permit me to use such language, to be operated upon, and one of his kidney is removed just like that. I want to believe the guy never knew the implication of it. Because you see, the experts in printing, before they do that, they will tell the person the chances. This is what and what it entails. Not in Nigeria that nobody will ask you question. They will tell the person that, oh, this is what you want to do. This is what
this is the implication.
This is what can happen. They must have carried out some tests to even show what the implication may be. I want to believe the guy had his plan, but his plan might have not been so perfected to 100% level, as in trying to say, okay, by the time I get to London, what I'm going to do is to outsmart these people. He might have gone with good intention that, okay, by the time I get there, let me see what can happen.
Okay.
But there's every likelihood. I know Igbo man. I am not saying this to derogate Igbo man now, but I know Igbo man have special recipe for success. Igbo man wants to succeed. Igbo man can clear anything to get money. I am not saying that they are into criminality or they are not into criminality, but Igbo man does not believe there is reason why somebody should not succeed. No. Unlike some other tribe that will say, oh, I will wait for so time. No, Igbo man believes that if somebody is doing something, he can do it. He can do better than such person. So whichever way, let me sum it up by saying they can take risk. They are the best risk taker. So I don't believe that guy will have gone to UK. There is every possibility that they might have been told the implication of what they wanted to do, and that might have brought some level of fear
in him
that would now make him to say,
wow,
I am rescinding my former agreement. You understand that?
Yeah.
And we may not still rule it out that this boy is not doing this in isolation. He might have told some people who will have said, what is wrong with you? You are in Britain already, you are in London, you can use this opportunity, to start your life, and what have you. And then, like some school of thought said, if a Kuremadu family is a family of 6, you have 4 children, none of you can donate kidney for one of their daughters or sisters. Then of what importance? So you have to just call somebody from another place because you have money. So all these things, they are intertwined, and many people will want to ask question that why is it like this? But I will not rule it out that guy is not doing this thing alone. Some people might have advised him that this is another opportunity for you to start your own living and make the best out of the situation.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Barrister. From the Koremadus now, I want to take you along the line of the big one also, I'm talking about the Nigerian, the 2023 presidential election. And I know you are a lawyer, you're an activist, and also you are a politician. And we have three contenders, three serious contenders. Let me use that language. We're talking about, candidates, yeah. And we are talking about the APC candidate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we're talking about Atiku Abubakar for the PDP. And the latest one that is everywhere on the social media, and the hype is everywhere among the youths and wherever. And I'm talking about Peter Obi of the Labour Party. And I want to know, with your experience in politics, where do you think the pendulum will swing come 2023 election?
Thank you very much. Let me start with the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the person of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar.
Yeah.
Alhaji Atiku Abubakar had contested for this same position up to 4 times, starting even 5 times. You remember he contested with MKO Abiola in 1993.
Yeah, the two first. Yeah, as just convention.
He's not a new person as far as his interest in becoming the head of Nigeria is concerned. But woman proposes, God disposes. If it is the will of God for him to become the president of Nigeria, definitely it will be. But from human projection, from human calculation, from human permutation and forecast, these 4 departments are very, very important in politics. Projection department, forecast department, permutation department, and calculation department. They are very, very important. I want to believe Atiku Abubakar's time is spent. Why I say so is that it is not commonsensical to have a Fulani man in power in a country, a secular nation like Nigeria, a country that we have many tribes. In a country we have a lot of talents from many tribes. A country where we are divided amongst our tribe, religion, and beliefs. But this division has made us to be is what we pray should unite us. You know, they call it a unity in diversity.
Yeah.
I want to believe the time of Mr. Abubakar Atiku Abubakar is spent. He has tried. There is nothing wrong if he takes a bow and washes. Yorubas we say the masquerade that dances first washes at last. But it is better for the masquerade that dances first to wash a better show than for the masquerade to have broken its limbs. So from the calculation, no reasonable person will want a Fulani man to succeed a Fulani man come as far as the issue of Fulani ravaging the whole nation is concerned now. Either they are the one doing it or they have their collaborators. But what everybody is saying is Fulani headsmen are messing up Nigeria simply because their man is in power. Where were they when Jonathan was in power? Where were they when Obasanjo was in power? So now they are having their field day, and I know quite sure that the reason why they are having their field day today is simply because no Fulani man will want to kill another Fulani man if he misbehaves. There hasn't been. How can somebody explain today the rationale behind keeping all the Boko Haram suspects in same prison in Nigeria?
And they have escaped now. They are back to their trenches to commit more havoc.
They were planning even while in incarceration. So, and I know quite sure it's like somebody pitching himself with a pin or needle. If a Yoruba man is there and Yorubas are messing up like this, no Yoruba man will have the moral latitude to go and kill Yoruba people. So I want to believe, many people blame Buhari. I know. There is no way. If you call Jesus Christ today, you will remember Nazareth. If Buhari leaves power, Buhari will go back to his Fulani area. And that will be more deadly. They will remind him, when you were in power, you killed us. So that's why I will not blame him too much.
No, yes. No, Barrister.
Yeah.
I think I disagree with you on that aspect because
I am telling you what is happening in Nigeria now.
No, because Obasanjo during his time, Obasanjo did not spare any tribe. Obasanjo was detribalized. In fact, Obasanjo even dead to the Yorubas, his own Yorubas, more than any other tribe.
You now see the person of Buhari who does everything according to the dictates of tribalism and everything. So that is why, you see, every individual differences, that is Obasanjo for you, but the man that is there now, there are some things he cannot do. And there are some school of thoughts that have given us some leadways about how these people even came, why they came, and some agreement and what have you, which we are not going to discuss here.
Yeah.
You understand now? But for academic purpose in future, when people are writing this history, when they are writing this story and it becomes history, that is about that. Atiku Abubakar is not the best man to rule Nigeria after Buhari for now.
Yeah,
somebody who is tribalized.
Yeah.
Somebody from another section of the country that will take care of that.
Yeah.
And let us now go back to the south, where we now have the two contenders now.
No, Barrister, hold on, please. Hold on, because my viewers want to get this clarification once and for all. You have said because Atiku is a Fulani man, he cannot succeed under Fulani president. Don't you think an Igbo, it's time for the Igbo to become the president too?
That is it. I am going there. See, let me now come back to the south now. You remember the southern governors came together before now.
Yeah.
In unison, they said power should come down. Not power must come down. Power should come down in a persuasive manner. They pleaded with their counterparts in the north that power should be given back. And thank God for the wise governors who didn't fit in APC that power should come to the south. But before that, they were like hunters that were going to the forest to kill animals. They never discuss about how they are going to kill whatever animal they eventually kill. Now, these people are saying power should come to the south, but they are forgetting that they are of different political divides. And if that is the case, if eventually it comes to the south and all the south cannot get it, another person gets it from another party, or the way it is now in the PDP, where Atiku Abubakar from the north is now the presidential candidate of PDP, which is rocking the boat of PDP today, because Wike could not get it and it could not be considered even as the vice president, as the running mate of Atiku, which is now running the boat of PDP. Be that as it may, let us now look at the two contenders who are from the southern part of Nigeria, the person of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Sir Peter Obi. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and there is something they call Osusu, daily contribution.
Alajo.
I want to believe Alajo, he had contributed. And that is why when it was time for him to collect his contribution, they were dilly-dally. He said, give it to me, it is my time. That is through his party. And thank God for such Zacchaeus-like voice that shouted, Jesus, son of David, have mercy upon me. The people shouted, they said, keep quiet. Jesus looked up. He said, Zacchaeus, today I shall eat in your house. And that worked for you. Now, as a soldier, you will fail. It has never happened in the history of Nigeria of a 200 million population that somebody will just go into a party under 3 months and win election. It doesn't happen. Mimiko tried it. Mimiko did not even come under 3 months. Mimiko has been in the system for years. But all of it, in fact, the party was on ground before he eventually swing into it. So, but this one, Obi does not even know the party chairman. Is not his friend to that level. How many House of Reps member does Obi have? Does Labour Party have? How many senator does SDP have? How many House of Assembly member does PDP, SDP have that can make it to win election? You have to look at it critically.
LP, not SDP, LP, Labour Party.
Labour Party rather, sorry. Labour Party. And by the time you look at how politics is done during electioneering time, people always say you don't spend money. You spend money, even if it's for logistic. The people you are going to give your logistic money to, the people that are going to be your agents, they must be loyal party members that will stand on the day of election, that will stand by your votes, that will believe in what you are doing.
Yeah.
These are people that you are just going to concoct. They are people that you are just going to get under some few days or some few weeks who are going to represent you.
Yeah.
Some of them are hungry. You give them money, they will just go and blow the money. You don't do this, they will go and do the other one. Unlike somebody who has nurtured his party from beginning. Because I see a situation where if Labour Party loses this election, they will cry foul. And, elections are not won through social media. I have seen some shenanigans, insulting so-and-so candidate, insulting another candidate. I said no. And the one that surprises me here is the way our brothers and sisters from the eastern part of Nigeria are taking it. I have said it here. We have to open our eyes. They said as event unfolds, experience becomes self-defense. You have to harm yourself with defense. You are talking about suddenly Obi wants to become president of Nigeria. Yes, he had tried in the past, but what is the fundamentals? What are the fundamentals here? On what foundation is he building it? The people that he surrounds himself with, are they really truthful to him? Do they really believe in it? And you want you want to win an election by using sentiment. It is not done. These your people, especially people from the eastern part of Nigeria, the way they are going about it, they insult people, they abuse people, they want to coerce people into voting for Obi. It is not done. That is not how politics is done.
And these are the same people. These are most of these people who have been saying that Nigeria. These are the same people that say Nigeria was is a zoo. These are the same people that say Nigeria is a zoo.
Let me ask quickly some questions. The so-called Igbos, who are our brothers and sisters from the eastern part of Nigeria, if this is how they so much love themselves, why have they not considered for each other during APC and PDP conventions? Tambua, who is a Fulani man, considered for Atiku Abubakar.
Yeah.
Then in APC, some Yorubas stepped down for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Even some people, Akpabio from South, some other people considered, no Igbo man considered for Tinubu. Good. That means then maybe they are serious at that time, because we were thinking maybe they had a plan.
Yeah.
But, sir, let us ask this question. Let us ask ourselves this question: that did any Igbo man step down for another Igbo man? Among the 5 people who contested in APC, Umai, Rosha Sokorosha, Ogbonayano, and about five of them like that contested. None of them considered for each other. All what we had them say at the podium when they were supposed to reel out their manifesto is what they were saying is this is not what we agreed upon. We're supposed to be considered for position. Power is never stamped
a la carte. You struggle for it.
Power is not pounded yam and vegetable. That you will sit down, somebody will come and give it to you on your table. No. Nothing is free. Even in free town, nothing is free. You struggle for it. If you have not done that, you are now expecting that power will be given to you. It is not done. These people let us ask this, our brothers and sisters from the eastern part of Nigeria, who suddenly are now putting Obi on the head. Their votes that they took to Abuja during the PDP and APC convention, whom did they vote it? Whom did they give it to? Ogbonayano had 1 vote. Okorocha had 0. Umai had maybe 50 or thereabout. Then the remaining votes, what happened? They sold it to the highest bidder. And they are now asking that power should be given to them. It is today that they now see that Nigeria should be rebuilt. Who is Tinubu going there to sleep? Is it not about rebuilding? And nobody should deceive us. Nobody should deceive us and say, this person has monopoly, he has done this, he has done that. Nobody among these contenders, these 3 contenders, that is more qualified than Tinubu. Because the OP they are talking about should come and tell us how many Hausa, Igbo, how many Hausa, Yoruba, TV, persons that he employed in his government or he appointed in his government as a detribalized man. But Tinubu did it in Lagos. He appointed people. In fact, all his appointment cut across the length and breadth of Nigeria.
Yeah.
He has such pedigree.
Exactly.
So what we need in Nigeria now is not somebody that will
and also too, comrade, I think we should ask him, what is the state of Anambra? How did he live Anambra State compared to what is in Lagos State?
Now, we are not looking for somebody who is going to do a rocket science in rebuilding Nigeria. No. A malnutritious child is not fed back to his normal stature in a day. Lest you kill that child. The child that is suffering from kwashiorkor, you want to feed him with banana, you want to feed him with plantain, you want to feed him with beans, with rice, same day, so that he can get his normal stature. In a day, you will kill such child. We know Nigeria has a terrible problem. We need somebody who has experience. We need somebody who is detribalized. We need somebody who has done it with his antecedent. We need somebody who is connected all over the whole world that can bring all those experiences to fore and move Nigeria forward and heal the wounds. We have that in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I am not saying this because I am an APC member, but I am saying this simply because of what I know that will happen if it's given an opportunity. Somebody was saying he's too old. Old to do what? Old to do what? Is he going there to run Olympic 100 meter? We are talking about sense. We are talking about experience. We are talking about sagacity. He has it. So when you look at these 3 people, you discover that the best person for this project now, Project Nigeria, is nobody than the person of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yes, Obi is still a young person. He should learn. He should learn. A child that finished from law school and made first class, finished from university and made first class, finished from secondary school and make distinction all through. If because of the fact that you won all the laurels in law school and go to the court the next day and defend the case, he will fail before the way yesterday failed. You need experience. And Obi has not gotten such experience. The center head of Obi, his political center head, is still breathing like the head of a small baby. It's not hard enough to touch load. He should wait for his time. I am saying this with all sense of responsibility. The person who can put Nigeria together now, who can bring the East, who can bring the South, who can bring the North, who can bring the West together, is the person of Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I know he will take Nigeria to the El Dorado of the Committee of Nations.
Yeah, but Barrister, briefly, you know, there have been this manipulation of cameras, whatever, where they will show Tinubu is shaking, Tinubu is has urine or whatever, and my correspondence was at the airport when Tinubu was coming to the country for the Salah celebration from his trip from France. And he just told me, he said, oh God, this man that they said is shaking or whatever, that he saw a very healthy Tinubu alighting from the airport. And he saw a very articulated Tinubu. And he said him and his colleagues were discussing that it was the work of the opposition. They were manipulating the camera.
Always added to it. Very, very articulated and very obedient Tinubu, because we are adding the vote of
Atiku. And Atiku.
And Kwankwasoik, articulated and obedient Tinubu.
Okay.
Don't let us deceive ourselves. I am in my mid-50s now.
Yeah.
With the stress in Nigeria, it is enough for somebody's head to be shaking. One of my friends told the mother one day, say, Mommy, the way you are praying in Nigeria, the way you are praying in this country, by the time you are 60-something, your head will be shaking. Because she goes to a church where they shake head. And let me tell you one truth today. By the time you leave the shores of Nigeria, you go to Canada, go to America or England, you discover that 50% of the problem you are praying for in Nigeria has cut off.
Yeah.
Why? You don't pray that governor should pay your salary.
No.
You don't pray that NEPA should bring light.
No.
You don't pray that train should come.
No.
Even if it is 10 people that at the train station.
No, even one. Even zero, because they work with time. It's timely. Even if it's zero, nobody there, the next station will carry somebody.
But we pray for everything in Nigeria. We pray that NEPA should bring light. We pray that governor should pay salary. We pray that this should happen. So let me tell you, we are so overwhelmed to the level that a lot of things happen. At my age now, let anybody of my age who lives in Nigeria come and fault this my assertion. None of us go to bed without throwing something in our mouth before we sleep. You must throw something and swallow it. That is medicine.
To keep you awake tomorrow morning.
People have even built houses. They built those houses on loans that bank will be on your neck. People have not built houses before they pay their rent. It is a tug of war. To train children in school is a tug of war. So tell me why people's head or hand will not shake. And let me now tell you the issue of hand shaking or not leg shaking. It has to do with age. It has to do with age. When you are growing up, there are some mannerisms. Some people's ear will not work. Some people's voice will be shaking. Some people's hands will be shaking. But you can imagine a child that was born in Canada that immediately you discover that this person's mother has conceived. That child started enjoying medical facility.
Of course.
So what will happen to such person at 70 or 80? The person will still be looking like 50-year-old person in Nigeria. So the issue of Tinubu, I have said it, I am not a medical doctor, and I will not tell you either Tinubu is medically sound or if it's not. Even me that I'm talking to you, am I medically sound? You understand? Today you don't see me that I am still a young man. But as far as performance is concerned, I give it to Tinubu, and anybody can go to bank.
Yes, Barrister, how do you differentiate Tinubu from this present government? Because you and I know that this government has not performed well. So how do you differentiate Tinubu from this government, from this APC government? How will you sell him to the outside world, separating him from this government?
I was on a radio program at Adaba, one of the local radio stations in Nigeria last week, and this same question was thrown to me. I said, somebody was now saying that the APC government has failed. I said, no. If you say Buhari has failed, good. Akeredolu in Ondo State, as far as security is concerned, is doing well.
Yeah.
So, is Akeredolu not a member of APC?
Yes.
There are some other governors that are doing well. But the issue is, you can only help somebody to marry a wife, but you don't help the person to make children. You can help somebody to get a job. You don't help such person to do that job. If you try to help the person to do the job, it will amount to usurping such office. And you know what it means when you go against the trend of the current. Yes, if Buhari succeed, they call it Buhari. If he doesn't succeed, they will still give it to him. It was Buhari's time. But we are not going to dissect. We are not going to detach Tinubu away from this government totally, because he was one of the people that brought Buhari. Every Nigerian, I can assure you, 85% Nigerians all over the world expected much from Buhari. But who knows? Maybe this is another breaking down and cutting into pieces of Nigeria, where another person will grind it into powder and mash it and fashion it to another style. Because there must be a time of sober reflection. There must be a time for you to know as human being that you are foolish. Because according to Isaiah 45, it says, woe unto him that says, what has his father born? He said, as the clay is in the hand of the molder, that is the way we have in the hand of the Lord. No clay can tell the molder that make me into cup or flower vessel. But there are times we make our mistakes, but there will still be another time for us to correct our mistake. I want to believe the time to correct our mistake has come. And I want to believe it is not going to be business as usual. Because the very first time I knew Buhari was going to fail was the time he started choosing his ministerial
his cabinet. His cabinet.
That was the very first thing. When he allowed tribal sentiment to enter into it. I was expecting somebody like Femi Falana of this world, or Mr. Agbakobe, to be given the position of Attorney General of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. There's somebody like Professor Pat Tutomi as economic advisor. And we have a lot of them like that in Nigeria. But when this man started putting people of his language, or people that they have run things together in many years ago, I said this man is to fail. And thank God for the level with which we are in Nigeria now. It's not as if the situation is so totally terrible, but it's like the sagging breast of an old woman. The sagging breast of an old woman has fallen down, but the situation is not totally bad. It can still be braced up with a brazier. That is my conclusion.
Thank you very much, Barrister, for your time this morning, this Sunday morning. Thank you very much for your time. Actually, you have done justice to what my audience wants to hear from you. Happy Sunday from here, and have a pleasant week ahead.
Thank you very much, and I want all Nigerians all over the world to pray for this country. We don't have any other country except this nation.
Exactly.
And I want to believe what we are passing through is a litmus test. We are going to get out of the hoods. And how do we get out of the hoods? Do not let us expect any magician. Do not allow a magician to give you the gift of clothes. He will disappear it as and when due. Let us just believe that Nigeria is going to get better. Let us manage whatever we see for now so that it can take us to wherever we are going to. God bless us all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and God bless you from here. Thank you, Barrister Olufemi Mayor. Thank you. Yeah, that is our guest this morning from far away, Akure, the state capital of Ondo State in Nigeria. And from here in the studio, I say happy Sunday. I remain your regular host, Comrade Olujimi Adekanle Lijoka. Have a nice, pleasant week ahead. And please, kindly stay out of trouble. And as I said, our security tips, wherever you are going to, wherever trip you are making, any trip you are making in Nigeria, make sure you inform 1 or 2 people about your movement. That may save your life. Good morning.
Like and subscribe to our page on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Savannah News TV. Tune in and watch Savannah News TV. We are live. Savannah News TV. We create awareness about our place in Africa. Savannah News TV. We are distinct, we are focused, we deliver top-notch news in Savannah News TV. Equitable reporting without fear or favor. Savannah News TV. Things a positive change for us and our environment is our aim. Savannah News TV. Tune in and watch Savannah News TV. We are live. Savannah News TV. Our CEO Prince Radekonde Oluchimi Jaffa. Savannah News TV. Bemileke, I'm a living witness. Keep watching Savannah. Savannah News TV. Like and subscribe to our page on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Savannah News TV.